So I guess this started with a text from my mom that was basically just the party, date, and time. Nothing else, no hope you can make it or we'd love to see you, just straight info like she was sending out an invoice. Whatever. I hadn't been home in a while, not like anyone's been blowing up my phone except my aunt sometimes when her iPad won't connect to the Wi-Fi. I kind of debated even going, but then I saw this ad for these custom watches online and I remembered how Dad was always obsessed with wristwatches when I was a kid. I figured, hell, if I'm going to show up, at least make it count, right? So I blew $300, which was honestly pretty much all I had at that point, not even joking, on this watch. Got his name engraved on the back, wrapped it up in the little box they sent. Bus ride was brutal. 12 hours, no sleep. The guy behind me snoring so loud I could hear him over my earbuds, and some kid with a tablet watching the loudest cartoons I've ever heard. Got in close to midnight. Air out there felt like wet laundry, and I was standing outside my old house with my backpack and this tiny gift box, just feeling weirdly out of place. There's this thing where you expect some warmth or at least a little excitement when you come back after a while, but I could see through the living room window that everyone was already there. Lights on, people laughing. I stood there for a second, wondering if I should text someone to let me in, but then I just went for it. The thing that tipped me off that something was off wasn't even the laughter. It was how it just stopped for a second when I opened the door, then picked up again, but louder. My sister was the first one to see me, and she straight up laughed, like not even hiding it, just this loud, sharp laugh that made everyone turn. She goes, "Well, look who finally crawled out of whatever hole he's been hiding in. The family Fck-Up." I just kind of blinked at her, honestly, because I haven't even said hi yet, and already it's that energy. Before I could even answer, my mom walks over and just yanks the box out of my hand. Doesn't even look at me. Just pops the lid, glances at the watch, and goes, "At least you got him something that's not completely worthless for once." She snaps the lid back on, and I'm just standing there like, okay, I guess that's how it's going to go. Then I hear my uncle's voice from the kitchen, teasing, "Lock up your purses, the Moocher's back in town," and everyone laughs. Even my cousins, who haven't seen me in, thoughtful years? I kind of try to shrug it off, act like it's just a joke, but you can tell when it isn't. Annoyed, it's not even subtle. I move past everyone trying to find my dad, and I see him on the couch with a glass in his hand, not even looking at me, just scrolling on his phone. I try to hand him the box, but he waves me off. My mom just puts it down on the coffee table like it's something she picked up at the drugstore. I'm starting to feel like I shouldn't have come, but I tell myself, nah, it's just awkward, it'll pass. I say, "Hey," to my brother who's walking in from the hallway, and I freeze when I see he's wearing my old jacket. The one I left behind last time, thinking I'd grab it next trip. He just smirks and says, "We turned your room into a home gym. You don't live here anymore." Honestly, I thought he was messing with me. But then I go down the hall and see my old bedroom door is gone. Not like open, literally gone. Just some holes in the wall where the hinges were. And the mattress, my mattress, is outside on the driveway, getting rained on, with my old stuff dumped on top of it. Random junk, a couple books, clothes, some old headphones. My cousin's kid is poking through it, pulling out a t-shirt. I just stood there for a second, like, trying to figure out if I was missing something or if this was some kind of prank. I asked my mom, like, "What's my stuff doing out here?" And she just looked at me, rolled her eyes, said, "You moved out. We needed the space. You can take whatever you want, but don't leave a mess." My dad finally says something, doesn't even look at me, just takes a sip of his whiskey and goes, "You ghost us for years and think you deserve a welcome parade?" There's this weird silence, except for my uncle who can't help himself and goes, "Told you you'd show up for the free food." Later, as I'm trying to pile up my stuff, which, by the way, is mostly trashed, like they just tossed it out the window or something, my mom corners me by the garage and says, "If you ever want to earn your place back in this house, you'll pay $2,000 in back rent for the months you weren't here." I just laughed. Like, what else do you do at that point? I said, "Nah, I think I'm good." My brother tries to block me from leaving, says, "If I want my jacket back, I should pay him for it, like it's his now." I just shove past him. No way I'm sticking around for more of this. As I'm walking down the street, I see my dad watching from the window, not even hiding it, just staring at me with this flat look like he's already written me off. I get to the main road, dump what I can't carry in the bus stop trash can, check my phone, and see the family group chat lighting up. I click it open out of habit. and they're already talking about me. Not even waiting till I'm gone. Stuff like, glad that's over, and hope he doesn't come back for more handouts. And my aunt sends a gif of a dumpster fire. So, yeah, that's how it started. I sat there at the bus stop for like an hour, half thinking I should go back and just say what I really wanted to say, half thinking I should just block them all and be done with it. But I didn't do either. I just sat there feeling like I'd been punched, scrolling back through those messages, thinking, this is what family is now? Still have the watch in my bag. Never even got the chance to give it to him. But I swear, after all that, they're not getting off this easy. If you've read this far, buckle up, because I'm not even close to done with them yet.
So yeah, after that whole party mess, I got back to my apartment and just kind of stewed for a few days. Not even gonna lie, I kept replaying everything in my head. My mom's face when she snatched the watch, my brother acting like my jacket was his prize, my dad not even looking at me. My stuff's still in a pile by the door, the watch box on top. I kept thinking, did I really deserve all that? Did I really mess up so bad, or are they just looking for someone to dump on because it's easier than talking about their own crap? What really got me wasn't just the insults, though. It's the fact that they all acted like I was a leech, when half the time I'm the one keeping things running for them behind the scenes. Like, I set up their Wi-Fi years ago. I pay for the family's streaming apps because my mom never figured out passwords. My old number is still the backup for her two-factor on literally everything. They only call when something's broken, but then suddenly I'm the Moocher? Right. It started small. I was on my phone scrolling through the family group chat. Should have muted that years ago, honestly. And I saw my sister complaining about how the Wi-Fi was spotty again. She asks if anyone remembers the admin password. Dead silence. My uncle sends a dumb meme. My mom says she'll call her tech guy, aka me, if it gets worse. I just stared at that for a second. It hit me how much I let them rely on me and how that just gave them one more reason to walk all over me. So I changed the Wi-Fi password. Not just at their house, but at my aunt's place too, since she's been piggybacking on my network for like 3 years. I didn't even bother telling them, just hit save and logged out. I figured let them call the cable company for once, see how far they get with those security questions. Then I remembered the streaming. I've had the family on my accounts for years, mostly because it was easier than hearing my dad complain he can't find his shows. I switched the passwords, logged out all devices, and set up two-factor with my email only. Within an hour, my phone lit up with notifications. My mom tries to log in, denied. My sister texts me asking if I changed something, but I just left it on red. Emoji after emoji getting more and more pissed. My brother called me, didn't even say hi, just launched into, why can't I watch anything? Did you mess up the login? What's wrong with your account? Casual, I told him, nah, it must be a network issue. Maybe try reading a book. He hung up. I think he slammed a door, too. It just kept going. I forgot I was still paying for the family's music service, too, so I went ahead and killed that. I left a note on the app, canceling for personal reasons. I figured, why keep helping people who treat you like trash? Then it got kind of funny. My dad's been into these online auctions for watches for years, but he never set up his own accounts. He's been using one I made for him tied to my email. I logged in, changed the shipping address to my place, and put a hold on the payment card, just to see if he'd notice. The next day, I get a call from a number I don't know. It's him, trying to sound casual, asking if I've had any trouble with those auction sites. I just said, weird, haven't checked in a while. Maybe you should try making your own account. He got real quiet and hung up. The group chat started to get more active. My mom sent a message tagging me, asking for help with her phone. She can't get into her email, she says. I ignored it. My aunt texts me separately, all caps. Why isn't the Wi-Fi working? The TV says no connection. She's got her grandkids over, now they're all mad at her. I told her I'm not the family help desk anymore. She got mad, called me selfish, said I was making things harder on the whole family. I told her, you should talk to my mom about what's fair. She slammed the phone down so hard I heard it. My sister tried to FaceTime me. Never does that unless she wants something. Probably thinking she could guilt trip me. I let it ring, then blocked her.
She texted a screenshot of my old room, now with her workout stuff in it, like she wanted to prove a point. I replied with a thumbs up. She didn't say anything after that. For a minute, I felt kind of bad, but honestly, why should I? They want to treat me like a joke? Fine. But they don't get to use me as their personal IT guy anymore. I remembered my mom's bank stuff is tied to my number because she can never remember her own info. So I went into the settings, took my number off, and replaced it with hers. Not my problem if she can't get her verification codes. She texted me later, furious, said she had to go to the branch to get her app working again. I just left it on red. The big one, though, my dad's car insurance. I set it up, I paid the initial fee, it's still got my old address on file. I called the company, told them I don't live there anymore, and they should send all mail to my new address for safety. The rep said okay, but they'd need to verify the main driver. I told them to call my dad. I don't know exactly what happened after, but judging by the fact my mom sent me like 5 texts in a row about making life harder, I'd say it got complicated quick. I started getting blocked from the group chat after that. My uncle texted me, said I was being dramatic. Family's family, you don't just cut them off. I told him, you guys made it pretty clear where I stand. He said, you always were too sensitive. I almost threw my phone, but I just blocked his number. It wasn't just tech stuff either. I remembered I'd been forwarding certain mail from the house to my apartment, mostly because my dad never changed his email on some subscriptions. I updated those to my address, and suddenly I'm getting all these random bills and catalogs for stuff I never ordered. Guess he'll have to fix that himself, too. The thing that really hammered it home, though, I got a call late at night, Dad's voice trying real hard to sound calm. He says, if you don't fix this, you're going to regret it. You're making things hard for everyone. I laughed, told him, you made it hard for me first. He hung up. I think he slammed the phone down, too. The next morning, I woke up to a text from a family friend, someone who's always kind of been in the middle, not picking sides. Hey, you know your family is freaking out, right? I texted back, yeah, they'll figure it out. The friend just said, you sure about that? So, we'll see. I've cut off every lifeline I ever gave them, and I'm not done yet. If they thought I was just going to crawl away, they clearly have no idea who they're messing with. More soon. Update 2. So, after I cut off the tech and the streaming and basically made it impossible for anyone in my family to watch anything except cable news and YouTube ads, I thought maybe they'd get the hint and just leave me alone. But no, that's not how they work. You'd think after the party and dumping my stuff out like I was a stray dog, maybe they'd get tired of taking shots at me, but honestly, they just got meaner, especially in the group chat. I kept getting these random messages, my mom, my sister, even my uncle, all acting like I was the reason everything was falling apart and not, their own attitude. My mom texted me a bunch of times about family unity and how I was embarrassing them in front of people. My sister posted in the family group chat about how her playlist for her new workout routine was gone and I needed to fix it because it's literally the least you can do after everything you've put us through. My uncle sent a voice note that was mostly just him ranting about kids these days, no respect. I blocked his number after that. My brother took it up a notch, started tagging me in old Facebook photos, captioning them with passive-aggressive comments like, guess you have to move out to remember you have a family. He posted one from when we were like 12, all of us at some family picnic, and I saw a couple people from the old neighborhood liking it, plus some LOL reacts. I left a comment just saying, nice home gym, bro. He deleted it in like 5 minutes. The real kicker was when my mom started going around me, trying to get my friends to talk some sense into me. She actually messaged my old roommate, hadn't spoken to him in years, asking him to tell me to stop this tantrum and help your family like a real man should. He screenshotted it and sent it to me, said he almost spit out his coffee reading it. I told him to just ignore her. Then the calls started coming from random numbers. Some cousin, a family friend, even the neighbor from across the street back home. Everyone wanted to know what was going on, why I was being so difficult. Could I just fix whatever's broken? I told them all the same thing. It's not my problem. Talk to my parents. But I wasn't done. If they were going to treat me like I was nothing, then I was going to make sure they felt it in every single part of their lives. So I remembered all the stuff I'd set up for the family business years ago. The website, the email accounts, the order forms. I had admin access. Never thought much of it. But now, I logged in, changed a bunch of passwords, and set up new security questions they'd never guess. I didn't delete anything, nothing illegal, just made it so they'd actually have to call the company themselves and get it sorted out the hard way. I got a text from my dad, all caps, asking what the hell I was doing. I left it on read. The next day, my sister calls me, first time in months, just to scream at me about how she can't get into her wedding planning doc and now the florist is threatening to drop her as a client. She says it's my fault she can't log in, that I'm doing it on purpose.
I told her, "You kicked me out of the family, remember?" She hung up, probably through her phone. I started getting weird vibes from family friends, like people who never really cared what I was up to suddenly sliding into my DMs, all friendly, asking if I was okay or if I needed to talk about anything. I wasn't born yesterday. I know my mom put them up to it. Then the mail started showing up at my apartment, stuff with my dad's name on it, insurance stuff, some bills, a couple letters from credit card companies, which, by the way, I'm not responsible for. But good luck explaining that to the bank, Dad. I texted my mom a pic of the stack, just the envelopes, and said, maybe update your address. She sent back 3 angry texts, none of which made sense, then blocked me on Messenger. Next thing I know, I get a call from a number I didn't recognize. Turns out it's one of my dad's old friends asking if I hacked the family business account. I said, nope, just changed some stuff. Maybe they should call the help desk. He said, you always were a smartass. I told him, you always were a brown noser. My brother tried to show up at my apartment, actually buzzed my door at like 9 p.m., yelling up at my window. I went down, met him in the lobby. He shoved me, said I was ruining everything, that Dad was blaming him for letting me get away with this. I told him, you wearing my jacket doesn't make you the boss of me. He tried to get in my face. I shoved him back. The security guard came over, asked if we needed to take it outside. My brother stormed off, slammed the door so hard the glass rattled. The best part, their group chat exploded again. I guess my mom switched to texting everyone individually because she started sending out these long messages about how I owe this family and real men don't abandon their blood. I replied, real men don't dump their kids' stuff in the driveway. She blocked me again. Whatever. Then I get a message from my dad, this time not yelling, just this cold, short text. You're dead to me. I screenshot it, sent it to my sister, just to see what she'd say. She replied with a shrug emoji. So yeah, that's where we're at now. I've made it so they have to actually figure out their own lives for the first time in years, and every single day someone else from that family tries to find a new way to guilt trip me or threaten me or get other people to do their dirty work for them. But I'm not done. I just found out the mortgage on their house still has my old info on file, so I updated my address and told the bank I don't live there, and maybe they should double-check who's actually on the property. I don't know what will happen next, but I'm guessing it won't be a welcome parade. Stay tuned. Final update. So here's the thing. I figured after all the group chat chaos and my brother showing up at my building to shove me around, things might finally just die down. Like, maybe they'd get the message that I was done. But nah, that's not how my family operates. They don't know how to quit, just double down. I started noticing weird stuff almost right away. My mom sent me a cash request on Venmo for $2,000 with the note, back rent, as discussed. She actually hit the request button like 4 times in a row. I declined every single one. Then my uncle tried to call me, this time from his wife's number, since I'd already blocked him. He left a voicemail rambling about family honor and how I was embarrassing all of them. I played it for a friend on speaker. We both just laughed. My dad texted me a photo of the living room, all the old family pics off the walls, said something about how there's no space for traitors. I replied, you know what? You can keep the empty frames. Then my mom and dad tried a new trick. They showed up at my place. Didn't even warn me, just banged on the door at like 8 in the morning. I heard them through the door, my mom hissing at my dad to just ring again. He's probably sleeping off another hangover. I opened the door just enough to see their faces, then said, "You're not coming in, not after last time." My dad tried to step forward and I put my shoulder against the door, said, "If you force it, I'll call the landlord." My mom actually tried to slap my hand away, but I just shut the door in her face. She yelled through it, said I was a coward, then she slammed the hallway wall with her palm. I texted the landlord heads up just in case. Later that day, my sister sent me this long, completely unhinged message about her wedding falling apart and how it was my fault the vendor payments got blocked. She said I owed her for emotional distress. I left it on read. A couple hours after that, her fiance found my Instagram and started commenting on old photos. Just dumb stuff like, "Bet you're proud of yourself," and "Karma's coming." I blocked him.
I guess my dad must have tried to get smart because I got a letter from some online legal service claiming I'd interfered with family business operations and caused financial harm. Okay, first of all, none of what I did was illegal. And second, I had all the receipts. I emailed them a screenshot of all the account registrations in my name, plus a running total of every bill, every subscription, every favor I'd done for that family over the last 10 years. I itemized it too. Streaming, Wi-Fi, insurance, all the little things they never bothered to handle themselves. Total was way more than $2,000. I CC'd my dad and mom for good measure. After that, dead silence. Not a single text for 3 days. I actually started to think they might finally be done. Then my aunt called out of nowhere just to say she was disappointed and didn't think I'd stoop this low. I told her, "You dumped my stuff in the driveway and called me a leech. What exactly did you think was going to happen?" She hung up. I think she slammed her phone too. The thing is, I could feel the shift. People started messaging me for help. My dad's old friends, random people from the neighborhood, even a couple of my cousins. They wanted to know if I could recommend someone to fix their tech or hook them up with a deal or just talk to my parents and work it out. I told them all, sorry, not my circus anymore. A couple of them tried to guilt trip me, but I just kept repeating the same line. Talk to my parents. I'm out. I started getting letters from the bank about the house, too. They wanted updated info for the mortgage since my address had changed and I wasn't listed as a resident anymore. I forwarded the notice to my parents and told them to figure it out. My dad tried to call me, but I let it ring. Then texted him, "You wanted me out, so I'm out." My brother sent one last Hail Mary group text to the whole family, trying to get everyone on a call to clear the air. I didn't answer. My sister tried to add me back to the group chat. I declined it. My mom sent another Venmo request, this time just for $10, like she was trying to be funny. I declined that one too. I still had the custom watch, by the way. Never gave it to my dad. I was tempted to pawn it, but honestly, I just kept it in the box. It felt weirdly satisfying knowing it was still there after all this. One more thing. My dad actually tried to post on my Facebook wall, ranting about ungrateful children, but I had already locked down all my profiles. He got so mad, he started messaging my friends, telling them I was unstable and needed help. Most of them just blocked him or sent me screenshots. One friend replied, "You ever think you might be the problem?" My dad didn't answer. The last time I heard from my mom, she sent a long, rambling email about how family is everything and real men don't abandon their blood. I replied with a list of every single time they'd called me useless, every time they'd trashed me in front of other people, every favor they'd pretended never happened. Then I blocked her everywhere. So yeah, that's where I left it. I guess they can figure out their own Wi-Fi and streaming from now on. I'm not crawling back, not for 2,000, not for any amount. I'm not even mad anymore, just done. And honestly, I hope they finally realize you can't treat people like garbage and expect them to keep serving you. Still got that watch in my drawer. And every time I see it, I just remember, sometimes the best thing you can do is walk away and let them choke on their own mess. Kind of feels good, not gonna lie.